Hi there! So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I'm going to use my Stripology ruler to cut off some of the strips that I have made for my trip along quilt. So strappy trip along quilt. So what I have here is a Stripology ruler, and on top of this, the thing is I love about this is easy to cut 2.5-inch square strips. So once you put your fabrics there, you can just pick the shapes. So it says here 1.5 cuts is the star, 2.5 cuts is the square. So I don't have to really look at the numbers, rather just look at the shapes and kind of strips along all those shapes, and I'll get a perfectly 2.5-inch strips out of it. So what I'm going to do is actually work with my pieced loops. So I have here some strips that I've sewn together, and then I put it into a loop because this is how you do scrappy trip. I'm going to put a link down below for the tutorial for that. So what I'm going to do first is actually align the edges with one of the lines on top of my ruler, on top of my mat. I'm just going to make sure that it's all flat. And then I'm going to place another one on top of it. Now I don't want to be right on top exactly like that. The reason why is that these seams are going to be thick. So once you've sewn this together, when it's actually folded together, it's actually a full 4 fabrics. So 1, 2, 3, I think it's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fabrics. So if you place it on top of each other, then it's going to be 6 fabrics you have to cut through. So what I do is actually just misalign it a bit. And I can just put that on top and try my best to actually get it aligned as best as possible. And then I'm going to place another one. Now I think 2 is great to actually get a really good cut, but I'm trying to kind of save my time. Yeah, and I'm going to align another one. I'm just making sure that it's straight as well. This is important because if you don't get it straight, then your strips won't be straight either. So I'm going to just try my best to do that. Try and align it with these lines as well, just to make sure that it's all good. Alright, now I'm going to place my Stripology ruler on top of it, and I'm going to align one of the white lines on this ruler with the mat. So there's a big line here, I'm just going to put that there. And I'm going to place my 0 line closest to the edge so that I don't waste so much of the fabrics. Okay, thank you. I am also going to make sure that, because I want to cut 7 strips of it, I'm going to end up at 17.5. I just want to make sure that 17.5 is going to cover all of the strips. And I'm just going to just shift that a little bit so that it covers everything. I'm going to get that really aligned, and I'm going to hold on to it, and I'm going to get my trusty rotary cutter and start slitting. So I'm going to put it through the first slit. Now you can go through twice just to make sure everything is gone through, but sometimes you don't need to. I'm just going to give it a little bit of pressure and just slice through all the square shapes. And sometimes you might shift it, just make sure your line is still aligned with the mat. Okay, so that's done. What I'm going to do now is take it out. So I'm going to take the thread strips out. I'm just going to stack it on top of each other before I do the next step. So that's one set. And then the second set. Sometimes you might have strings that are not coming off. You might just pick your scissors and just snip that off. Especially the layers down below, I'm going to suspect that it's more to actually cut. That's why sometimes I like to go through twice each of the strips. Oh my god, this is quite a lot. Okay, so just put that aside. So we have that. That's the other one. Snip that thing. Snip. Snip away. Snip away. So if you feel like the first round isn't giving you the right pressure, oh my god, this one is not good. Alright, so the first round is not giving you good pressure, you should actually just go twice with it. Now normally it doesn't do that, but yeah, maybe because normally I would go twice through each of the slot, and I think that saves more time. So now I have 3 of that, and have more for my strip, my triple long quilt, and I'll show you the finish.